Hello everyone. So I found this article from Teslarati and I thought I'd share it with you while we're waiting for the investor call later this evening. So the headline here is BYD argues self-driving tech is basically impossible. Ignores Tesla FSD. So this is just some comments from a spokesman for BYD. I'm not sure that it fully represents what BYD is thinking. They did mention in the article that they were trying to reach out to BYD for further comment, but this may be indicative of what BYD is thinking about full self-driving technology. So let's have a look and see what this spokesman had to say. The spokesman for Chinese automaker BYD has argued that self-driving technology is basically impossible and should be relegated to industrial applications. One of the most mind-blowing features currently available on any vehicle is Tesla's full self-driving offering, which currently allows thousands of people to make daily transportation more accessible than ever believed possible. Yet despite Tesla's incredible success, the technology still faces an uphill battle regarding industry acceptance. According to a new report from CNBC, a BYD representative at the Shanghai Auto Show highlighted the company's dismissal of self-driving or autonomous driving technology. We think self-driving tech that's fully separated from humans is very, very far away and basically impossible. Li Yunfei, a spokesperson for BYD, stated in a comment to CNBC. When we think about self-driving tech from all aspects, from human psychology, safety needs, from ethics, from regulation, from technology, including application in this industry, we haven't figured out the logic, and we think it is probably a false proposition. Concluding their comments, the BYD representative pointed out that there may be industries and businesses that invest a lot of money on this tech, and after investing for many years, it will prove it leads nowhere. BYD was not immediately available to comment to Teslarati regarding the statements. So some pretty negative comments from the spokesperson from BYD on the prospect of solving the full self-driving problem. And I would agree that a single person trying to wrap their head around all the minutia of this problem is a tough one. But thankfully, it's not just one person trying to solve the problem. It's not just Elon Musk by himself trying to solve the problem. It's a whole team of people in combination with software and computers and artificial intelligence, the likes of which, again, for one person to try and, put all that into their head and see, oh, okay, I see where this is going. It's a pretty tough one. So you, I guess, need to be a little optimistic and see that difficult problems have been solved in the past. Maybe have a little more hope for the prospect of solving this full self-driving problem. In my opinion, if you watch some of the full self-driving videos that you can find on YouTube, especially if you watch them over time, you'll see it getting better and better and better, which would suggest what's the end point of that? To me, the end point of that is solving full self-driving. The question is, when do we get there, in my mind? And I can't answer that question for sure. I can make best guesses, but I could be completely wrong. And maybe it doesn't even happen in my lifetime. I wouldn't be betting on that based on what I've seen so far. I think it is going to come sooner rather than later. I think it will come in this decade, before 2030. What that will exactly look like, I'm not sure, but I do believe that we will see more and more driving done by computer software than most would think. And I think this really highlights the difference in thinking from one company to the next, whereas Tesla is optimistic and pushing as hard as they can to solve this and making progress on a daily basis, whereas BYD here seems to be pretty negative and don't even think it's worth putting any time into, which if that's your thinking, you're never going to solve the problem. If you don't think it's worth spending any time on because it's just wasted money and it's impossible, well, yeah, why would you do anything to try and solve the problem? You kind of have to have the entrepreneur's mind and be an optimist and think, this is possible. We could solve this problem. And imagine the implications if you did solve that problem. And it's a future I look forward to. I think it'll be a much safer world to be in, when cars are able to drive people from A to B with no human intervention necessary. And it'll allow some people who couldn't drive before, they would be a much more mobile. People who are handicapped or blind or what have you. It would be amazing for somebody like that to jump in a car and say, take me to wherever, and the car just takes you there. Or even somebody who's injured and maybe they're out hiking by themselves, and that's a bad example, I guess. Maybe they get injured at home and they can crawl to the car and get in the car and say, take me to the hospital. That's a pretty awesome feature, I would say, in my mind, if we come to a world like that. So I definitely look forward to the day when full self-driving is solved. I think it'll be awesome, and I hope I get to try it someday soon. Again, I think you have to have that positive mindset and keep pushing towards the solution. And I think that's what Tesla's doing, and I do believe they'll get there one day. So those are my thoughts on this article from Teslarati and the BYD representative, who's pretty negative on the potential of solving full self-driving. My name's Evan Bertrand. This is the Evergreen Channel. I'll see you later this evening after the investor call. And thanks for watching.